Hi,
We are live.
everybody. What? We're live. Yeah, we're live now. Okay, hi, everybody. This is Lisa, and it's time again for another Verbling class. In this hour, it's going to be a writing class. So if you are interested in practicing writing in English, this is a good class for you. I have created some questions, some prompts, actually, something new today for those of you who are studying for something like the IELTS exam, or you just want to have something new to do, and that is to describe a graph, the trends that you see in the graph, something that you may need to do, for example, in business, um, things like that, in math or in science, if you're doing those things in English. So you can go to the Google group chat, and that is where I put the link to the Google document. The Google document is editable, which means you guys are going to be writing directly on the document. If you don't want to write directly on the document, just write somewhere else on your computer and then copy and paste. Sometimes it can be annoying if you are writing and other people are writing and you get pushed down, so like the text moves sometimes. So that sometimes is annoying, but otherwise you guys can open it. I see one person opened it. What about the rest of you? Let's see. Hamid, did you open it?
Yes,
Ahmad, did you get it? Or are you gonna
I am the fastest man.
No, not yet. It's still loading.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. Just want to make sure. And hi, Raphael. How are you?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine.
Good. Did you see the link in the
Uh,
Google group chat?
not yet. I'm still looking for it. Maybe.
Okay. Do you know how to go to the group chat? Not the Verbling one, the other one that's in the top left of your screen. There's a blue icon, and it says chat. If you click on it, it opens on the right side, what's called group chat, and that's just for the people in the Google Hangouts. The other people watching can't see that chat, and that's where I put the link for this, just so the people who are in the class can write.
Oh, got it. I got it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, now I'm going to put it up on the screen share. And I will go over what we have for today. So this is the writing practice class, so you can answer one question at a time. You do not have to start with number one. I have 8 questions or prompts today, so you can choose one that you want to start with and start with that one. And if you want to write something else, you can do it at the very bottom. So you can write as much as you would like. It's really your time to use this hour just to practice your writing and to have me here to help you with sentence structure, of course, some grammar, maybe some style, word choice, that type of thing. And so you can just do as much as you want. If you want to do a bunch of smaller ones, you can, or you can spend more time and do a longer answer to a question. And then I'm going to have you read your answer out loud. Once you have finished, you can tell me, and then I will give you the corrections. So I'll correct your writing. Yeah, you can type directly on this document. All right, I already said that. Or you can write on a different one and then copy and paste. And if you have any questions during this time, you just let me know. And Donato, I'm going to post in the Google chat for you the link there. And yeah, so the first question I have says, describe your typical day in as much detail as you can. So this is just a common thing that helps you get your writing going. Explain what time do you get up in the morning, what do you usually eat for breakfast, do you go off to work, do you go to school, do you study, what do you do in the afternoon, in the evening. Just being able to write that fluidly and correctly is a good practice, because it's also a good practice because sometimes that's something people like to talk about. So if you were to meet somebody and you were speaking in English, they might ask you, so what do you do during the day? And you might tell them some specific things. Two is, do you buy things because of advertising? Why or why not? And explain. So do you, see ads about technology, new computers, new iPads, cars, clothing? Do you buy things because of those advertisements, or do you just buy things for other reasons? So you can explain that. Number three is, have you ever had a pet? If so, write about it. So you can tell me about your dog, your cat, a bird, a snake, something. And if not, how come? Why have you not had a pet? And would you like to have one? And you can tell me yes, you would, or no, you wouldn't, and what kind. Number four is, what was your favorite subject in school, and why did you like it? And explain a little bit. So write a few sentences about that. Describe this picture. Tell a story about it. So you guys might be familiar with this. This is some sushi. And number six, Hamit's already getting started. Do you think modern technology reduces or increases stress? And why do you think that? Number seven, describe the neighborhood in which you live. So you can describe the buildings, the people, anything you would like. And this is the new one that I got here is describe the trends in hybrid car sales that you see in this graph. So here's a graph, and it goes from the year 2002 to 2011, and you can see two basic things: the hybrid market share, which is, I told you, it's the percentage of hybrid cars sold compared to the entire market for cars. And then here's the Prius. Whoops. The Prius is the Toyota hybrid car. All right, now my thing got locked up. There we go. All right, well, let me move that down here. Move. The R got rid. Oh, no. All right, so anyways, there it is, the graph. And you guys can try to explain that in English if you'd like. All right, so Hamit's started. Maybe some of you have already started. If you have any questions at any time, just let me know. We lost Donato. Maybe he's going to go right. Anybody have any questions?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna write about a new book that I have just started to read.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And I found it interesting because
Yeah,
the
good.
idea of the book, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, I wanna read what you write, so I'll be waiting.
Yeah.
Now, is it English or?
No, it's English, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Hamid, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
This question's answer is both yes and no for me. It depends on what I am using for my purposes modern technology. I have been using some websites to improve my some skills such as the distance learning, meeting new people, etc. With these reasons, my stress level reduces in a good way. There is a website to improve my English, and it also provides to meet many different people all throughout the world. This website has many good teachers too. For example, this lesson is made by a wonderful teacher now. What a chance for me. I can increase not only my background information, but also my horizon for my future thanks to her. This kind of good activities reduce my stress certainly.
Okay. All right. This question's answer is both yes and no for me. And I would just put a period. It depends on what I'm using. I would say it depends on what I'm using modern technology for. I have been using some websites to improve some skills. I would put a comma there, such as well, your skill that you're trying to improve is what? Because
I
when
don't
you,
understand.
yeah, so when you say I have been using some websites to improve, I would say some skills or some of my skills, such as it sounds like you're going to tell me which skills you've been working on.
Should I give an example or?
Yeah, well, and then it seems like the distance learning is like an example of the type of website. So I was thinking you would say something like, I have been using some websites to improve some of my skills, such as English, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could say that, like, such as English with, and I would put, just for more clarification, with distance learning websites.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could say, and I have been meeting new people, and then you could put, etc. For these reasons, my stress level, I would say, has been reduced in a good way. There is a website to improve my English, and it also provides, or I would say allows me to meet many different people all throughout the world. This website has many good teachers too. Just space there. For example, this lesson is made by a wonderful teacher now. Thank you. What a chance for me. I can increase not only my background information, I would say my background knowledge, because in English, background information is kind of, it's used, but it might have a little bit of a connotation of like your personal information about your background, like where you went to school, what jobs you've had, that kind of stuff. So I would just say knowledge to clarify that you're talking about like learning things, new things. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can increase not only my background knowledge, but also my horizon for my future thanks to her. These kinds of good activities reduce my stress, certainly. It's more common to put the certainly, you can put it there, but it's more common to say these kinds of good activities certainly reduce my stress. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. What are there any negatives? Because when you started, you said the answer is both a yes and a no. So do you have
I
any?
can explain, but it can be longer, so it is not necessary.
Okay. All right. So you can work on another one if you want.
Okay.
And Raphael, are you working on one? Are you using another?
Yes, I try to paste the first
Okay.
one.
Okay. Where? Have you pasted it yet?
No, no.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, sure. All right, just let me know when you're ready.
Uh, I'm ready.
Okay. What number?
Number 1.
Oh. Did you paste it? I don't see it.
No, not yet. I'm trying.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. I still can't. Strange.
Yeah, maybe try refreshing the page. Sometimes it gets locked up.
So Rafael, you can put the Verbling chat, then Lisa can copy and paste here.
Why can't I?
Yeah, here it goes. Okay, go ahead and read.
Let's see. My typical day is simple. I usually get up around 6 a.m., brush my teeth, eat something just to fill the stomach, change my clothes, and go to work. After 2 delightful hours of traffic jam, I get to work. It's a typical day of working, stress, issues to solve, deadlines, projects, lots of things. But at the end, I like it. Then I get back home. Sometimes I go jogging or to the gym after that. When the day is almost over, I listen to some music or watch some movie to relax.
Nice. All right, so my typical day is simple. I usually get up around 6 a.m., brush my teeth, eat something just to full the stomach, change my clothes, and go to work. Perfect. All right. After 2 delightful hours of, I would say, traffic jams. Oops.
Okay.
Traffic with 2 F's. Traffic jams. I get to work. It's a typical day of working. Stress, issues to solve, deadlines, projects, lots of things. But we usually say in the end, which means yeah, like after all, even though all that stuff you said, in the end, I like it. Then I get back home. And then I would say then I go back home. Sometimes, yeah, I go jogging or to the gym after that. When the day is almost over, I would put a comma there. I listen to some music or watch, I would just say a movie to relax. Nice.
Okay.
2 hours. Do you have traffic? Really have 2 hours of traffic jam every day?
Yes, in the good days.
On the good days. Do you is that both ways in going and coming home?
Both and coming home. Coming home. It's awful.
So you spend 4 hours on average every day in your car?
Maybe not 4 hours, maybe 3.
3, okay.
Maybe 3.5.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Wow.
Especially on Fridays. Fridays and Mondays is the worst days.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. What? So you have to leave much earlier to get to work on time.
Yeah, if we leave early here around 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m., we could reach easily to work. But after that, it seems like everyone wake up at the same time.
Sure.
So they pick their cars at the same time. So if we leave 10 minutes later, you get to work around a half an hour later.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, that's common here for some people in the United States as well, in the bigger cities. Some people they don't live very near to their job, so they like to live farther away outside of the city, and so they spend many hours commuting. That's what we call it, commuting to and from work. But those are usually good times, though, to practice your English.
Yeah. Sometimes I record some audio files and then I go to work listening to them. So
yeah. Yeah, that would be a great time to listen to some audiobooks or some podcasts or music or something. Yeah. And you're in Sao Paulo, is that right?
No, I'm from Rio de Janeiro.
Oh, Rio. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Usually. Yeah, you and Carlos are from Rio. Okay. So in Rio, do you have on your highways, like here, like in Seattle is the big city, and so there's people coming and going all the time, and we have what we call the commuter lanes. So if you have, I think it's only two or more people in your car, you get to go in like a fast lane. Do you have that in
Mm,
Brazil?
mm, commuter lanes. I don't know what is that.
Those are for people who are, it's like a special lane on the highway, um, and people who have two or more people in their car
Okay.
can go in there because it's for people who are like sharing cars, like going to work together. That's the
Oh,
idea. Yeah.
only those people are allowed to use
Yeah.
this lanes.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah. So it's
Unfor-
supposed to help them go faster to work.
Oh, this is nice. Unfortunately, we don't have here. Unfortunately, our public transportation system is bad. So almost all of people have to go by car. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, we have. It's strange because we see only we see lots of people with only one person in the car. So
Yeah.
so so it's a very waste of space. Another lot of cars on the street. It's it's just worse the problem.
Yeah, that's kind of what these lanes were supposed to encourage. They're supposed to encourage people to go together to work, to drive together. So that's why if you have two or more people, you can go in this lane. Of course, for me, it always works because if I'm going to Seattle, I usually have me and all my kids and friends and stuff. So we always can use the commuter lanes because we have more people in our car. Because anybody can use it. It doesn't just have to be you going to work. Anybody who has two or more people in their car can use it. It's certain times of the day during the we call that time of day rush hour traffic. The time of day, like usually that's like 7 a.m. to like 9 a.m. and then coming home it's like 5 p.m. Oops, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. 2 hours usually. Oops, something like that. That's the rush
I
hour traffic
understand.
usually. Yeah.
I understand.
Is it?
One measure they are doing here, one alternative they are doing here, they separate the other road, the road that's coming in the opposite sense. They
Yeah.
split the road to create more lines for
Yeah.
for so the people can get to work.
Yeah, in the morning and then when they come back.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, they
yes.
do that here too. Yeah, sometimes that's kind of crazy because they open it and you're not sure which way the lane is going. You have to make sure.
Yeah, it's a really it's strange.
Yeah, yeah. But that helps some. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of time in your car. And you're probably not going very far. How far is it away?
Around 20 kilometers from my work. It's not
Yeah.
that far,
Yeah.
but we unfortunately there because it's like a funnel. The traffic here in Rio. If we have to go to another city, and it's look like people are they all the people every place
Yeah.
you go, you have to go to the same place. You have to they join the roads at the same place. So
Yeah.
for every you go, you have to pick the same way. So it's really strange. It's complicated to pick the traffic here.
Yeah. Do many people ride bikes in Rio? Is that something that's popular?
No, it's
No.
not popular. It's unfortunately because there is no road for them. There's no free
Not
space for
safe.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not space for them.
Yeah.
Just a specific places of city. There have some places where they can ride bikes, or maybe they can keep their bikes there. But at the most part of the city, and
Yeah.
there's no place for it.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Well, you have time to write some more. If you guys write, Hamid, are you writing on one?
No, I
There,
am
there you go.
writing.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Good. I'm waiting for Ahmad's book review. I want to see what you think about that book.
I'm done for second.
All right, let's see.
It is a little bit short, but it is okay.
It's okay. You can always write more. And
Okay.
something else. Go ahead.
My favorite subject was definitely chemistry in school, because when I started to learn it, it has made me happy. Chemistry is a subject that I can extend my abilities, and I am a writer in one chemical e-magazine. If I realize my dreams in chemistry, I can be the happiest person in the world. I also liked my high school chemistry teacher, so it gave me encouragement in this field. I can show myself and I can be useful for humanity. For those reasons, chemistry is absolutely my biggest love, even the real woman in my life. I am thinking to get married. I am thinking to get married in 30th of February or Cucumber of 1st.
All right. My favorite subject was definitely chemistry in school because when I started to learn it, I would just say it made me happy. Chemistry is a subject that I can extend my abilities, and I am an e-writer. I would just say extend my abilities. What do you mean by extend?
Maybe I try to use another word for improve or develop.
Develop. Okay, yeah. I would say chemistry is a subject in which you can say expand or
Mhm.
expand, or you could say develop. Yeah, expand is to make bigger. Extend is similar, but it's more common to use something like expand or develop my abilities. I'm an
I know
e-writer.
I try to use another word because when I write
Mm-hmm.
some like this, I write many times develop or improve. For
Yeah.
this, I try to use another word.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Extend is um
Maybe physically.
expand is more like make it bigger. You can make your have more abilities, so that makes sense. Extend is more like we use it like I will extend the date of the cell, so we make it longer, kind of like to extend something usually is to make it longer, not necessarily bigger, you know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
your abilities are like not necessarily longer, they're bigger, they're more expansive, they include more things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an e-writer in one chemical e-magazine. If I realize my dreams in chemistry, I would say I will be the happiest person in the world. I also liked my high school chemistry teacher, so it gave me encouragement in this field. Um, I can, period. I can show myself and I can be useful for humanity. For these reasons, what do you mean like I can show myself? Like you can show what you can do or you can express yourself?
Yes, express myself.
Okay.
Or I can prove myself.
Yeah, okay. I can prove myself and I can be useful for humanity. All right. I would say useful to humanity because you're going to help humanity. For these reasons, chemistry is absolutely my biggest love, even the real even the real woman in my life. I'm thinking to I would say when you say I am thinking, it's usually I am thinking of, and then you would say getting married. 30th of February. What is this joke here? The
Okay.
30th of February. Tell me that.
These days are not existed. It is
Right.
only
That's what I
and
thought.
and the second one I made up by myself.
Oh, okay.
And I made up with this way. I will write, and you can understand better.
Okay.
I will write the last 4 months name,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah.
And the 13th month is
Cucumber. It's clever. Right. Cute. All right, that's funny. All right, good. So, Hamid, are you working? So in chemistry, what are you doing in chemistry now?
okay. Actually, I have a good news for my near future.
Okay.
And maybe I can share now. I am accepted by one professor from Germany
Woo!
for my PhD.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
But there is one problem. There is one problem. It is about scholarship.
What?
And I will apply one scholarship program for Germany. And if I get in, my PhD will start.
Wow. Awesome.
Yes.
So when will you know?
I will learn in April 2014.
Okay.
But the deadline is soon to apply for this scholarship.
Uh-huh.
The deadline is November 15th.
Okay, yeah. 2 weeks? Less than 2 weeks?
Yes.
Wow. So if you go to study in Germany, will you need to do everything in German or will it be in English?
Actually, the professor said to me, German will make easier for your everyday life.
Yes.
But English is scientific language.
Okay.
So it is crucial for academic writing or article writing.
Yes.
So if I know German,
yeah,
it is my chance to meet and to communicate with people easily.
Sure.
But it is not crucial like English.
Yeah. A lot of German people know English pretty well too.
Yes, but maybe they can behave like French. I mean, maybe they can. They cannot want to show themselves to know English very well.
Well, when I lived in Germany, they all wanted to speak English to me, so.
For this way, German people are more understanding than French people.
Okay. All right.
And,
well, that's exciting news.
Yes.
Awesome.
And thank you. And what do you think for my writing?
Yeah, it's getting better. I think I think it's good that you keep trying new vocabulary words. And even if it's not exactly 100% correct, the idea of trying new ways of expressing yourself is really good. And I think you just had a couple little things. Just, the main thing is always, even in other languages when you're learning, is always getting those verb tenses correctly. Making sure you have the right ones. And those that are hard, like when you're talking about the past, are you talking about the past that kind of happened just recently or something that happened many years ago, and you're talking about something that happened in the past, you know what I mean? Like you're explaining something that was in the past, like when you were younger, and it happened in the past. So. And
it is also difference between some languages. In English and Turkish, because Turkish grammar is many far away from English grammar.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because actually the past tense sometimes it is hard.
Yeah.
But I learned the main grammar rule for past tense and perfect tense. For this reason, I have made me happy. I mean, with this sentence, it shows its indications, its effects now maybe my logic was wrong for this sentence.
Yeah, I think it's the hardest thing about the languages, learning the languages, how much grammar to try to pay attention to and base your writing on trying to remember grammar rules versus getting more reading a lot and seeing how native speakers put sentences together, not necessarily because it's based on a rule, but because that's how the flow of the language goes. So I always recommend that people who want to write better, that they just read a lot, but not just for fun, but actually to pay a little bit more attention to how the sentences are structured, so then you can use those in your own writing. Because then once you do that, pretty soon you won't even think about like what the tense of the verb is. You'll just have a sense of, oh, does that sound right? Because you've read it so many times and you've listened to it, maybe if you've listened to audiobooks or something. But so I just keep doing that, because then you're just going to have a sense, like a real bodily sense of whether or not this sounds right or doesn't sound right. Because even in your own language, when you study and you learned your language before you learned how to read or write, and you don't necessarily think about grammar so much. So it's kind of like the same way with English. You want to get to a point where you're not necessarily trying to remember the rule. You're just writing naturally. Yeah.
And I want to ask one question too. Are my sentences too simple?
Are they what?
Imad was saying something.
Yeah, I didn't hear your last sentence. Are your sentences what?
Are my sentences too simple, or
no?
Sometimes because I am confused. My sentences are like high school student levels.
Yeah, it's better to be. I would say it's better to be simple and be able to express what you want to clearly. Because, like we talked about before, in writing, you kind of only have one chance, because you're going to write something and then somebody's going to read it, and you're not necessarily going to be there to explain something if they have a question. So you want to make sure that what you wrote is clear. And if it has to be shorter sentences that are more simple, that's better than trying to have longer sentences with more complicated vocabulary that may be confusing, So,
but
yeah.
This question is coming from, I want to be academic person, and I will write some articles.
Yep.
So academic writing is different than normal English.
Yeah, and so the best thing for writing academic writing is to read tons and tons and tons of academic papers, just like the ones that you might be writing, so that you can get a sense of the style. Because yes, you're going to be using higher level vocabulary, you're going to be talking about more sophisticated ideas, and especially specific terminology related to chemistry, for example. And so that is definitely something that a person who speaks everyday English would not know how to do. And so you're going to have to study that particularly. So I would, maybe you want to start practicing that. Maybe you want to start, you don't have to do, like if you come to one of my writing classes, then instead of writing answers to the questions that I provide, maybe you want to come and work on a paragraph or two that's specific to that style of writing, and then I can help you.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it'd be good to start practicing that more.
Just a little question.
Yeah, Raphael.
I wasn't paying attention. What is cucumber first?
He made it up. That's his own logic. He was being funny, and so he was saying, if you take the pattern in English of the months, like September, October, November, December, then he added a 13th month. cucumber, and he's gonna get married to the love of his life, which is chemistry, on that day. It was just a
Is it
joke.
clear, Rafael?
Lisa, I'm done. I'm
Okay,
done.
Maud.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Did you see my own writing?
Right here, the hero with.
I think it's in the beginning.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
just a minute. I'm trying. Yeah, okay. The hero of yeah, the silent faces. Yeah, I changed the title of the book.
Okay.
A few days ago, I started to read a book about fascinating idea that a writer named Joseph Campbell, his name like that, have
Yeah.
revealed. The idea is that all the stories that we all were taught about heroes and all those movies we watched, or should I say,
Yeah.
we have watched about heroes like Harry Potter and Katniss Everdeen are actually just many faces for the same hero. Could you believe it? Could you believe that a human being, as a human being, I should say beings, yeah.
Yeah.
Our minds, yeah, have
Okay,
some
well,
sort
yeah,
of
if you're going to say
conscience,
our minds, yeah, then it'll be as human beings, our minds, yes.
has the same sort of common sense. That means that what make us think of someone as hero is if he has specific points in a voyage. What every should say the culture, language, age, or even oh, or even age that we have.
Hmm.
Yeah. What Katniss, Harry, or Frodo, and all the other heroes we know is just a variety of the same hero, and each represent the monomyth. He said monomyth. I think it's
Yeah, monomyth.
terminology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One single myth,
Where
like one myth, yeah.
yeah represent the monomyth, uh, where the journey. Sorry. No, I think it's not. I didn't complete the idea because it was very long. It will start in an ordinary world of a hero of the hero that have a cycle that goes through a special world. Number one, the message. The hero receive a message or call to adventure. Number two, assistant, a person who offer help or probably be and probably be wiser, will be,
Hmm.
and will probably be. I should say will before. Anyway,
That's good.
number
And we'll
three,
probably, yeah.
the departure, where the hero crossed the safe zone. Number four, trails. The hero is in a hard world and might be fighting the monsters and passing traps. Number five, approach. The hero here has to face the biggest enemy, the hero's worst fears. 6. Crisis. The hero is in trouble and might face death, and he could even die to reborn with some new skills. Now, the latest skills will become a treasure. The monster here might. By the way, it was achievement, but I didn't know how to write achievement. Yeah, here yeah,
What do you mean? Right
the
here.
monster. Yeah, because the latest achievements instead of skills.
Okay, yeah, achievements.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was the edge? Yeah, the monsters here might chase him. Next, return. The hero returns to his memory world. Then
Hmm.
new life. Should say new life. The whole thing that the hero went through will change the hero's life. I should say.
Yeah.
Finally, sowing the harvest of and getting better life as a hero, and everything is different.
Yeah, good. Okay, the hero with 1,000 faces. I would say when we say a few, it's a few. instead of just a few days ago.
Yeah.
A few days ago, I started to read a book about a fascinating idea that a writer named Joseph Campbell, I would say, has revealed, or you could just even just say
Yeah, it has revealed. Yeah.
reveals. You could even
Mm-hmm.
keep it in present since it's, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, in the book is what happens. So the idea is that all the stories that we all were taught about heroes and all those movies we watched about heroes, like Harry Potter and Katniss Everdeen, are actually just many faces for the same hero.
I was thinking about where actually. I said,
Yeah.
where actually.
Okay, so we could say the idea is that all the stories that we, and yeah, if you want to say that we have all been taught about heroes, and all those movies we have watched about heroes,
Yeah.
like Harry Potter and Katniss Everdeen, are actually just many faces for the same hero. Could you believe it? As human beings, our minds have some sort of common sense. What do you mean common sense? Because usually when we say common sense, it's like you know what you're talking about, like you have good ideas. But a common, our minds have some sort of common, what word would it be?
Come on. I don't know. You might understand what I mean by the word sense.
Habit?
Not feeling,
Yeah, I
not
know.
feeling. Maybe sensation. Is it correct?
Our minds have some sort of common. Is it? Do you mean like the way that they understand things?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would just say a commonality and leave it kind of open. There's something in common there.
Yeah.
It's kind of ineffable. You can't really speak about it.
Yeah.
And I would say that means, or this means, so this thing that we're talking about, this means that what makes us think of someone as a hero is if he has specific points in a voyage, or specific, I would say, turning points
Stages?
in a voyage. Yeah,
Turning
stages
points.
would be better. Stages would be better. Specific stages, and then I would say during or on a journey, on a voyage, whatever the culture, language, or even age that we have. What Katniss, Harry, Frodo, and all the other heroes we know, I would say leave out the what. Katniss, Harry, Frodo, and all the other heroes we know are just varieties of the same varieties. Why is it saying this wrong? Varieties of the same hero, and each represent the mono myth. All right. I would say the mono myth starts in the ordinary world of the hero. I have a sec, and then has a cycle that he goes through. Oops. That he goes through a special world. I would just say that he goes through. Yeah. Number 1, the message. The hero receives a message or a call to adventure. Number 2, I would say, just since you kind of started this pattern here, the message, I would say, number 2, the assistant, a person who offers help and will probably be wiser. Number 3, the departure, where the hero crosses the safe zone. Number 4, and I would just keep it going, the trials. The hero is in a hard world and might be fighting monsters and I would say getting through traps or overcoming difficulties or something like that. Number 5, the approach. The hero here has to face, I would say, his biggest enemy, the hero's worst fears. 6, the crisis. Yeah, the hero. The crisis. The hero. I would say the hero is in trouble and might face death, and he could even die to be, I would say, be reborn with some new skills. The latest achievements will become his treasure. The monsters here might chase him. Next, the return. The hero returns to his own ordinary, and I would say, life or world. You could say or world. Then a new life. The whole thing that the hero, I would say, everything that the hero went through will change the hero's life. Finally, sowing the harvest and getting better life as a hero, and everything is different. Yes, sowing the harvest.
Do you know when I learned the word sowing the harvest?
Yeah.
Today from Facebook. I just like remember it.
Yeah, good. All right. So, did you like that book?
Yeah. The idea is
the hero's
I
journey.
think it's hard.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it's 100% correct because I tried to apply the skin or the monomyth to all the stories or the books that I've read.
Yep.
Like I don't know if I mentioned once, there's very good book that I've read. The name was I heard that song before. It was also a very good story that kind of suspense. But the story depends on a hero. You'd see the hero come through the same stages, the same monomyth.
Yeah.
It's fascinating because you feel like if you want to write a story that could be successful, whatever your culture, whatever the language, you should go through the same steps. You should catch the people's attention by making the story something near to their own real life. Should be like ordinary life.
Yeah.
If you start watching it, might be boring at the beginning, but going through the adventures and things that's coming through are actually going the same rhythm. You feel like the same thing that he mentioned as a pattern or monomyth will be applied or implemented, whatever the language, whatever the culture would say, the same thing will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing, something
that's
amazing.
That's why something like Harry Potter can be so famous worldwide, you know, and make so much money because it's relevant to every culture, you know, so many cultures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessarily his particular life, but the journey, the situation, overcoming fears, overcoming adversity, you know. Yeah, that
it's
whole thing.
It's same as same as the universal faces, like smiles. Like for example, you say smiles and other things when you draw a circle with a smiley face, everyone understands whatever the language as a smile.
Yeah.
I feel like the same thing in our mind. We have something like common sense. So if you speak to people's minds, if I were able to speak to your mind, the way that I express my ideas or I express myself, it will be very, very good way.
Yeah.
It will remove the limits.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you're saying that too, because that is a great way to learn languages too. A lot of times we often focus on nonfiction and, you know, articles and news and things, but a lot of times people who read stories, like if you were to read Harry Potter or, you know, The Hobbit or something like that in English, a lot of times that is even more helpful, because with that comes a common kind of sense, a kind of, like you said, a common story, a commonality between how people view the world, and it brings up a lot more emotion than just like a news article, you know. And so with the emotion, oftentimes you learn the vocabulary more easily, and then you have more of a picture in your mind that helps you also to remember the vocabulary. So that's why, you know, even in your own language as a child, you read so many stories, and you know, your parents or your grandparents, they tell you these stories. They don't tell you things so much about science or physics or, you know, or technology or something like that, because it's not as yeah. How do you spell German Shepherd? Is that right? A-R-D or E-R-D? Okay. So you guys, Raphael, did you see that I corrected this? I wasn't sure if it was a male dog or a female dog, but I put it, instead of just having it, I put he or him or something like that. Make it a little more
okay.
personal. Yeah. But yeah, nice. German Shepherds are those popular dogs in Brazil?
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
they're
popular.
very popular here too. German Shepherds. Yeah, it's nice to have dogs around. I have a cat right now, but I had some dogs when I was little. When I was younger, much younger. But pets can be very expensive nowadays to feed them and to take care of them, and
Yeah.
Yes.
it's like
Very
having a
expensive.
kid.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm gonna do another class right now. It's gonna be a reading one, so maybe I'll see you in there, and if not, then I'll see you another time. But thanks for coming,
Thank you very
doing
much.
your
Thanks,
writing.
teacher.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And
Hi,
we are live.
everybody. What? We're live. Yeah, we're live now. Okay, hi everybody. This is Lisa, and it's time again for another Verbling class. In this hour, it's going to be a writing class. So if you are interested in practicing writing in English, this is a good class for you. I have created some questions, some prompts, actually something new today for those of you who are studying for something like the IELTS exam, or you just want to have something new to do, and that is to describe a graph, the trends that you see in the graph, something that you may need to do, for example, in business, things like that, in math or in science, if you're doing those things in English. So you can go to the Google group chat, and that is where I put the link to the Google document. The Google document is editable, which means you guys are going to be writing directly on the document. If you don't want to write directly on the document, just write somewhere else on your computer and then copy and paste. Sometimes it can be annoying if you are writing and other people are writing in Yuge. So this is the writing practice class, so you can answer one question at a time. You do not have to start with number 1. I have 8 questions or prompts today, so you can choose one that you want to start with and start with that one. And if you want to write something else, you can do it at the very bottom. So you can write as much as you would like. It's really your time to use this hour just to practice your writing and to have me here to help you with sentence structure, of course, some grammar, maybe some style, word choice, that type of thing. And so you can just do as much as you want. If you want to do a bunch of smaller ones, you can, or you can spend more time and do a longer answer to a question. And then I'm going to have you read your answer out loud. Once you have finished, you can tell me, and then I will give you the corrections. So I'll correct your writing. Yeah, you can type directly on this document. All right, I already said that. Or you can write on a different one and then copy and paste. And if you have any questions during this time, you just let me know. And Donato, I'm going to post in the Google chat for you the link. I'd like to have one. And you can tell me yes, you would, or no, you wouldn't, and what kind. Number 4 is, what was your favorite subject in school and why did you like it? And explain a little bit. So write a few sentences about that. Describe this picture. Tell a story about it. So you guys might be familiar with this. This is some sushi. And number 6, Hamit's already getting started. Do you think modern technology reduces or increases stress? And why do you think that? Number 7, describe the neighborhood in which you live. So you can describe the buildings, the people, anything you would like. And this is the new one that I got here is describe the trends in hybrid car sales that you see in this graph. So here's a graph, and it goes from the year 2002 to 2011, and you can see 2 basic things: the hybrid market share, which is, I told you, it's the percentage of hybrid cars sold compared to the entire market for cars. And then here's the Prius. Whoops. The Prius is the Toyota hybrid car. All right, now my thing got locked up. There we go. All right, well, let me move that down here. There. And yeah, so the first question I have says, describe your typical day in as much detail as you can. So this is just a common thing that helps you get your writing going. You know, explain what time do you get up in the morning? What do you usually eat for breakfast? Do you go off to work? Do you go to school? Do you study? What do you do in the afternoon and the evening? Just being able to write that fluidly and correctly is a good practice, because it's also a good practice because sometimes that's something people like to talk about. So if you were to meet somebody and you were speaking in English, they might ask you, so what do you do during the day? And you might tell them some specific things. 2 is, do you buy things because of advertising? Why or why not? And explain. So do you see ads about technology, new computers, new iPads, cars, clothing? Do you buy things because of those advertisements, or do you just buy things for other reasons? So you can explain that. Number 3 is, have you ever had a pet? If so, write about it. So you can tell me about your dog, your cat, a bird, a snake, something. And if not, how come? Why have you not had a pet? And would you get pushed down? So like the text moves sometimes. So that sometimes is annoying. But otherwise, you guys can open it. I see one person opened it. What about the rest of you? Let's see. Hamid, did you open it?
Yes.
Ahmad, did you get it? Or are you going to?
I am the fastest man.
No, not yet. It's still reading.
Okay, no problem. Just want to make sure. And hi, Raphael. How are you?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine.
Good. Did you see the link in the Google group chat?
Not yet. I'm still looking for it. Maybe.
Okay. Do you know how to go to the group chat? Not the Verbling one, the other one that's in the top left of your screen. There's a blue icon, and it says chat. If you click on it, it opens on the right side what's called group chat, and that's just for the people in the Google Hangouts. The other people watching can't see that chat. And that's where I put the link for this, just so the people who are in the class can write.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, now I'm going to put it up on the screen share. And I will go over what we have for today.